One of my favorite parts of the job here at GetConnected is giving exclusive first looks at smartphones. Today, we got a really special one. Just came into our office today. This is the new Samsung Galaxy Alpha. And what makes this more special is that this came out in Canada before the US. So we do really have ourselves an exclusive here. Now, first thing I got to say, this, my friends, is one sexy phone. It feels so good in the hands compared to any other Galaxy phone I've ever tried. We can even compare it here to the GS5, and you can see that they are noticeably different. In fact, this one looks a lot like the iPhone, and it's got the same screen size as the new iPhone 6. As you can see, we got 4.7-inch screen here, amazingly thin body design. It's only 6.7 millimeters. And if you're keeping score at home, the iPhone 6 is 6.9. So it's 0.2 millimeters thinner than the new iPhone 6. What's different from this phone from all other Galaxy phones is they've decided to go away from the plastic design, all plastic design, and use a metal frame. And it makes a huge difference. Out of all the Galaxy phones I've ever tried, this one feels so good in the hand, almost rivals Motorola's Moto X in terms of how it feels in the hand. In a lot of cases, it feels just like an iPhone, but you have that entire Samsung Galaxy experience inside. On the back here, you can see that it does have the same features that you would see in the GS5. You have your heart rate monitor, so you just put your finger over here and you can get your heart rate. Also has the ability to unlock with your fingers, and that was a feature that we first saw in the iPhone, and then it was introduced in the GS5. In terms of everything else, this is amazingly light phone. It's only 315 grams. Once you put it in your pocket, you won't even notice that you have it in there. It's that light. It's probably one of the lightest phones I've ever tried to date. Typical designs that you would see on a Galaxy phone, you have the power button on here and the volume rockers on the left side. This is the same feature we see in the GS5, but everything else about this phone is pretty amazing. There is some plastic though, I should mention. On the back, it still has a plastic backing, but it doesn't feel like that. And unlike the iPhone, you can remove this. So if you're always running out of power and you've always longed to have a backup battery, you can carry one with you. Now, in terms of power and the battery, it's about 1800 milliamps, something like that, so which is not too big, but it should be just enough to get you through the day. By virtue of going with this metal design, one of the fallbacks they had to do was it's not water resistant as you would get on this GS5. So this is something you're not going to be taking into the shower. But then again, I don't recommend you doing that anyways. Another criticism of this is you don't have a micro SD slot. So if you do run out of space, you're kind of out of luck and you're going to have to upload some content to the cloud. But in terms of overall design, this is one of the nicest phones I've ever come across. The screen resolution is about 1280 by 720, which is not very good, but the colors are really bright and vivid. So if you're not into specs too much, you shouldn't be disappointed with this. Overall, the Galaxy Alpha is one of the best phones I've ever tried, probably the best Galaxy phone I've ever tried. And if you had to choose between these two, just put them both in your hands, and you, my friends, will obviously, at least what I'm predicting, go for the Alpha over the GS5. Again, the Samsung Galaxy Alpha, one of the best smartphones. If you love the iPhone aesthetic design, you're going to love this phone with Android.